Welcome, everybody. This is a topic I wanted to cover for a while. It's how we train women and beginners in arm wrestling here in Ohio. Let's just watch this for a second. This is Big John Winkler on the left from West Virginia and Christina Casto from West Virginia on the right. It's practice. The grips aren't like official, but it's a decent match, good form.
No, not if that was Devin, it ain't.
I apologize. Jeez. Anyways, beginners and women, when they come to arm wrestling practice, too often your experienced pullers will grab a hold of the female or the beginner and just hold them at various spots on the table while they're making them work. It doesn't teach the beginners or the women how to hit, how to fire, how to transition. They're just being statically held. Your experienced pullers are not making them work. All you're doing is frustrating them and depressing them, and you're probably running them off. The other bad thing that happens all the time with beginners, more men more so than women, is the experienced pullers let the beginner get some position or something, let them feel good, and then you just smash them to the pin pad. You rip their elbow open, you make them sore, you disillusion them, and you end up running them off. It's we don't even advocate pinning beginners until they have some basic level of strength and skills, and that can be 6 to 12 months. Just pull your beginners between 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock for the first 6-12 months until they get some confidence and they get some capacity built up in that elbow. Yeah, but before, what you saw there with Christina was we were training her with jump stretch bands. So it's pretty simple. It's just a normal jump stretch band. If you're going to pull right-handed, put the strap through your right, put the strap over the arm you're going to pull with. So in this case, you put it over your right shoulder and loop it around your back. Okay. So then the band comes up around again. And now, so I'm the beginner or I'm the female. I'll put the band here. The opponent will then grip this way around it. So it's in the beginner's, it's in the experienced puller's hand, right? And at this way, as my arm opens up, this band stretches. So it basically augments the force the beginner can put in their hand and in their elbow. And it'll level up the power potential between a female and a male arm wrestler, or a beginner and experienced arm wrestler. Purple band is probably sufficient for a beginner and an experienced puller, a fairly experienced puller at about the same weight. The green band will level up a female and most experienced arm wrestlers. What we had on Christina was a purple and a green, and that will level her up to all but some of the very elite arm wrestlers. If Christina has 2 green bands on her, I can't beat her. If she has a green and a purple on, I'm still pretty competitive with her. A green band on any of the Mother River boys versus me, well, probably overpowers me. So these help. We'll watch more of them later. Before, Dave Dutton showed us all how to use the power stretch, the jump stretch bands. The other thing we were doing, oh, this is just filthy, is you take your normal arm wrestling strap. This one came out of California from a fella named Landrews. Very pretty, very soft band. Anyways, take your normal arm wrestling strap, put it around the beginner's neck, drop their wrist in there. Now that fully supports their elbow and shoulder. You're not opening that up, but allows you to train hand. It allows you to work, it allows the experienced puller to work his hand as hard as he wants. Lets the beginner work their hand without any hindrance from like when we put the jump stretch band in it. So it's a good way of training a beginner's hand. But you can still, yeah, because it supports their elbow. Good way of getting the beginners to train their hand. Prior to that, if you're not doing that, what we used to do is, so an experienced puller pulling a beginner. Normally you'd grip up like that, have your experienced puller take and fold their fingers under. They can still tap, but instead of getting a full grip, have them fold their fingers over. If you have to, you can leave two, right? Now, this is almost as good as a jump stretch band. It takes away enough power from the experienced puller's hand that they got to be spot on strength wise, spot on skill wise to get that pulling. But the issue here is if the beginner is still able to flop the experienced puller's hand over, there's nothing augmenting the beginner's elbow, and the experienced puller without their hand can flop wrist press through it. But the jump stretch bands, they look really good. Now let's go back and watch these people pull again. So once again, this is Big John Winkler on the left, Christina Casto on the right, both from West Virginia. You see the band starts on Christina's right hand, comes around her back, under her peg hand, and John's got a hold of both the green and the purple.
Dave, give her ready to go. Ready, go.
Here you see a typical beginner mistake. He rotates his hips, so his hips are way away from the table, but look at this, man. I could drive a semi truck between that hand and that shoulder. Christina, on the other hand, maintains good form. Knuckles high, shoulders tight, still tight to the table. This is an experienced puller out pulling an inexperienced puller, and these bands mitigate the strength difference because John Winkler is strong. Look at the size of those arms on there. And I don't know what's going on here. I think he's got a turbocharger in that arm. I've never seen that before, but this guy is crazy strong. So even with bad form, John would rip through Christina. You mitigate that strength difference between the two of them, and John's form goes to hell. Christina maintains good form. She jumps into that wimpy ass top roll that absolutely nobody in the world likes seeing, but she insists on doing it over and over again. And their struggle. John could probably dig back out of here had he straightened up his form, had he gotten his shoulder behind his hand. It's hard to dig your arm out of this position. All John should be doing now is focusing on pushing that hand straight up to keep her from pinning him, and maybe she'll lose position. But Christina's obviously the more experienced puller in this match. This is Dave Dutton, also out of Ohio. He's a good friend of mine, comes over to the house all the time. He's the one that turned us all on to these jump stretch bands. Dave's been pulling for a while. Look at that. Christina just is a good classic crisp top roll there.
Next, give a start, Dave.
Jamie Baker. Jamie Baker and Tyson Borman they represent about 90% of the mass of the Muddy River Boys team. These are big boys. They just started training a little while. You'll see a lot of their lifting videos on the channel and other playlists. A year or two from now, these guys are going to be phenomenal. They are both so strong. So Jamie grabs the bands in his hand. Both arm wrestlers are getting their full grip. They're getting good position. Boom. I'm telling you, man, that's a strong boy to pull through those two bands and that girl. But watch this. So Christina learned something, right? She goes, oh, okay. This is where you see experience kick in.
That's what's up. Ready, go.
Let's see if I can't go back there. Sorry. Boom.
That's what's up. Ready?
I don't want to hear about the grips. It's practice. It's not a full grip. Yes, the wrists are kind of curled in, but what you see she adapted is she's tighter now. She's ready to go. She's got her knuckles up and boom. Jamie hits into it. I don't know what he's doing here. I don't, he's way away from the table. He's way open here. If you're going to try to do this Travis stuff, you want to drop your body down more and come more back. You don't want to be opened up and going sideways. It exposes you to a sideways hit. So Jamie's trying like 2 or 3 different top rolls here, and it's just not working for him. But once again, big gap here. Christina maintains her hand positions, got her shoulder in the right place, stops it and comes it back. And a wimpy ass top roll. Look how happy she is, though. She just beat like a 300-pound dude, man. She's so happy. This is Mr. Kopinski. I've never seen him at practice before. Very nice guy. Wears Gene Simmons shoes. The shoes have bottoms on them about that big. They're like steel-toed tennis shoes. Hope he comes back. He has a lot of fun. And Christina just owns him. We could have put 2 green bands on Christina in that match, probably. Okay. This kid, Toby Sanchez, very good kid, another beginner. Hand is phenomenal. He's like a 180-pound guy, got a hand about the same size as mine. It's crazy strong. At certain practices, I've seen him top roll everybody at this Muddy River Boys practice. He can bust my hand open a couple of times a day. Very strong kid, very hand dominant. He's got a bright future in him.
Ready, go.
Look at that. Maintains good position. Kept his hand right. He's close to the table. He's very smart kid. But Christina's a little bit more experienced, and that band levels up their strength a little bit. Green and a purple might be too much between Toby and Christina, but Toby's in good enough shape. It's probably still fair to put the green and the purple on her. Christina's got her hand up and she's coming over. She's a little open there, but it's working for her because she's got momentum, and she closes it up a little bit. But look at this. That's just a good battle. That's one where just experience one, at equal strengths. This allows Christina to pull men and put their skill levels to the test because it levels up the strength. So now you'd see how Christina would pull if she had like the power of a man. But she's a very experienced puller, and but Toby's very, very good for as new as he is. This kid's Roman. I forgot where he came from. He trains with Travis Riggs. This is the first time I met him. He was pulling a lot earlier. I showed up to practice on time. He had been there about an hour. Yeah, Toby and Craig Andy Davis worked his right over pretty good. But boom, he wants that top roll so bad. But look at Christina. Christina she's got good cupping power, drops it. He drops his wrist off. If you're going to do this type of fishing top roll, you need to get your body back over here and hit more back. But this is typically if you don't hit it fast, the other person usually just swallows your hand. But he got, at least he's close to the table. He's dropping his shoulders down to try to get that hand up. I just think Christina folded it. Oh, that commentator is annoying. You got out of that rubber band just so he could test Christina. We do not cheat the girls in practice, but she doesn't look too disappointed. She knows how that match is going. He knows what he did. Fun kid. Mr. Callahan. Mr. Callahan drove down from Zanesville, brought his wife and his daughter. Cute little kid. His wife just glows. His wife is absolutely adorable, always smiling. Callahan went first a little bit. His hands are a little bit low, but look at that. Christina's got those knuckles high. She is in very good form here. And her cupping power stops it. And now she's finally starting to arm wrestle in an attractive fashion. Looks like this is going to be an inside match. And that's next year than those wimpy ass top roll matches. This is Christina's fourth match, fifth match. This is Tyson Borman. Look at this boy. This guy is big. Him and Jamie trained together. They're a riot together, and they're both going to be very successful arm wrestlers. The guy Tyson's just got a giant hand. But with these bands, Christina's got some confidence in it. So she just she keeps her form right. She doesn't change anything because she feels overwhelmed. And it's just a good way of watching beginners and females train with like elite arm wrestlers or experienced arm wrestlers. They'll be elite at some point. Look at that shot. Just like how her photo. Look at, okay. Look at that again, typical beginner mistake. You saw Toby actually had better form than Tyson does. This sometimes helps. This sometimes happens with beginners if they come to the sport really, really strong and they rely on those big muscles they train in the gym, primarily their biceps. This guy is really trying to pull her up with his bicep, and an experienced arm wrestler knows how to, an experienced arm wrestler wants to put you on your bicep. There we go. See how happy she is? Normally women come to arm wrestling practice and everybody's making them work and they're not all happy and they don't feel like they accomplished anything. Now she knows her form's right, her hits are spot on. This is Craig Andy Davis. He should be out hiring me a special effects man. I'm reduced to setting pictures of Paul Lynn on fire because I don't have any good special effects. Once again, Christina just maintains good form and just controls them all the way to the bottom. Yeah. So to summarize, we train our women just like we train men in the gym, right? We follow the same basic speed day, max day, volume day. Their weights and reps are determined on their one reps max day. So I don't coach women in weightlifting any different than I would coach any different than I coach men. Women should be able to come to arm wrestling practice and train exactly like the men, the beginners as well. So like I said, you can put the arm wrestling strap around your neck, you can tuck some fingers, but these jump stretch bands have been absolutely a boon to training women when it comes to arm wrestling. I'm going to run this through one more time now that you kind of know what's going to happen. And this time I'm not going to interrupt it because I know how annoying it is when you just want to watch the match in real time and some know-it-alls out there trying to tell you what to think. So I told you what I think. We're going to watch the whole video again. It's really not that long. And I just keep my big yap. Well, I don't promise to be completely silent, but I will let it go as much as I can. So this is John Winkler and Christina Casto again. This is just one strong guy. Man, he's got some giant arms on him. Look at that. Christina's just got all kinds of good form there.
This way.
Give him a start, Jamie. Ready, go.
There we go. See, what you can see from here, Christina obviously knows how to arm wrestle. She's got good form. She's got good instinct. She knows what to do. She just needs to, at this point, she needs to concentrate on building power. She needs to concentrate on building force, work, and power. She has good skills and good instincts. She just needs more strength to level up her game. Unfortunately, getting stronger is the easiest part of arm wrestling. Learning the techniques and getting the instincts and your timing down is the hard part. Getting stronger is easier.
Ready, go.
Just have to go to some guy in Ohio's YouTube channel.
Nice. I told you, Jamie, right there. There it is. There it was. That's
Look how happy everybody is. How many arm wrestling practice do you see where everybody's friends and everybody's happy? Nobody's keeping score.
Ready, go.
That's just
Come on, Roman.
that's just sweet.
I don't want to hear
Sweet form.
Kobe hurt my right arm shit either. Get in line.
Shh, watch the language. Jeez. Toby is a very good arm wrestler for as new to the sport as he is. You're going to see Toby make a level jump pretty soon. I mean, he's slowly getting better. Then all of a sudden he's going to pop up and he's going to be a top-notch pro really quick. And he'll probably make the elite level of the lightweight class here within 2 or 3 years. He's going to be really good.
Who hasn't been sober in 42 hours?
I really got to get the guy who's filming this to shut up. See, Roman just needs some time. He's a beginner. I think he's like 4 months into the sport, right? So he came into the sport strong. He just needs some skills coaching.
Good try though.
Mr. Callahan, all these top rollers in Belpre. Had I filmed this in Dayton, everybody there hooks. Those matches are so much sexier than these top rollers. All right. So once again, she's got the bands on her right shoulder, comes around her back, comes underneath her left armpit. Tiny Tyson Borman steps up with that freaking catcher's mitt hand.
Christina's got a whole archive of men who fought. Categorized by like location.
You don't need to be hearing those shenanigans on the video.
This is so not going to be monetized. I just pissed away another $1 with the music money.
Look at that. That's a strong boy on his right. If he kept his form up, he would pull through her with 2 green bands. So now they both know. So Christina knows she's got to get stronger. Tyson knows he's just got to hone that craft a little. What do we got left?
Big man.
He was the first one to
Oh, Jesus. Oh, what's that? Yeah.
Craig Andy Davis. He tries so hard, man. He
unconscious, Christina. Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? All right. So that sums it up, man. I'd like to see more and more teams training their women with jump stretch bands. What is going on here? And that's about all I got. Leave your questions or comments leave your questions or the things you absolutely hate in the comments. And when the comments start dying down, I'll review all of them, consolidate them, and we'll update this video. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.